We're excited you're here for this special episode in which we delve into the fascinating realm of courtroom drama. Over the years, we have witnessed some of the most amazing and mind-blowing things happen right in front of our eyes. Today, we'll feature some of the strangest courtroom antics ever, including surprise confessions and unexpected outbursts. While you unwind and recline, get ready to be amazed. Setting the stage for the topic of the craziest courtroom moments. We're about to set out on a remarkable voyage through the annals of courtroom history. Prepare to see the most astounding, breathtaking moments that have left us all speechless. The unexpected becomes the standard in the world of justice, and reality frequently prevails over fantasy. So buckle up as we go headfirst into the most bizarre courtroom incidents ever. The early 1990s murder trial. The setting of our first case is the early 1990s, during which a riveting murder trial was taking place. John Stevens was the accused party in this case, and he was accused of a horrific crime that had gripped the entire country. The prosecutor methodically laid out their case against him in front of an eager courtroom. Everyone in the room was glued to the proceedings because they knew how this trial would turn out and how it would affect everyone. Many people thought that justice would be served because of the tremendous amount of evidence against John Stevens. The witness started crying again and then made a startling admission that reverberated across the courtroom. She yelled, "I saw the real killer," as her voice rang off the walls. There were audible gasps that followed by a chorus of shock that echoed throughout the space. As the trial suddenly and unexpectedly took an unexpected turn, all eyes were now on this unexpected witness. To everyone's surprise, it emerged that the witness was none other than John Stevens' divorced wife, who was thought to have tragically died years earlier. As it became clear who she was and the ramifications of her evidence, the courtroom immediately descended into mayhem. In an effort to recover control of the courtroom, the judge announced a brief break. Both lawyers and onlookers spoke to one another, trying to grasp the gravity of what had just happened. It was a turning point in courtroom history that would go on forever. As the trial continued, the defense seized on this fresh information and worked assiduously to support the witness's startling claim. The trial, which had previously seemed to be a simple matter, had changed into a complicated web of questions and doubts, and a race against time to learn the truth. As each attorney competed to make the strongest argument possible, the courtroom transformed into a battlefield of legal minds. The trial had suddenly taken an exciting turn, leaving the jurors with the difficult task of deciding whether John Stevens was guilty or innocent. Whatever the verdict, this murder trial from the early 1990s will always be recognized as a prime illustration of how unpredictable the justice system can be. It served as proof that the truth might occasionally appear in the most unexpected circumstances, including in the sob-filled confession of a presumed dead witness. As the trial came to an end and the courtroom drama came to an end, the echoes of this incredible event would reverberate through the legal history books, forever marking this case as one of the most bizarre courtroom moments ever. The infamous celebrity trial of the early 2000s. A celebrity trial that captivated people all over the world in the early 2000s. The case at hand was a well-known movie star defendant who was the subject of severe accusations that received extensive media coverage. The courtroom itself was a scene of anxiety and expectation as onlookers, reporters, and legal experts packed every available space in order to observe the proceedings in person. The prosecution painstakingly assembled its case as the trial progressed, offering testimony and evidence intended to establish the celebrity defendant's guilt. With all eyes on the witness, the tension in the courtroom was apparent. As the world watched and made predictions about how this extraordinary trial would turn out, the weight of the accusations hung heavily in the air. However, the defense counsel unexpectedly stood to their feet just as it appeared that the prosecution was ready to land their knockout blow. They addressed the judge in a strong and dramatic moment, saying, "Your Honor, I have evidence that will prove my client's innocence beyond a reasonable doubt." The courtroom was humming with interest and anticipation. Judge, jury, and onlookers leaned in, waiting with bated breath for the defense attorney's announcement. The defense counsel quickly and dramatically played video evidence from the alleged crime night. The video made it very evident that the defendant was somewhere else totally when the crime happened. As the knowledge hit the audience, gasps of shock resounded across the courtroom. The video footage undermined the prosecution's story and raised serious questions about the veracity of the accusations made against the famous defendant. The mood, which had previously been packed with anxiety and anticipation, changed into one of surprise and perplexity. As they tried to grasp the amazing change of events, the audience burst into whispers. As soon as the video evidence called into question the case's core tenets, rumors of the defendant's innocence began to circulate. The courtroom, which had previously served as a platform for the prosecution's case, has since changed into a scene of clashing viewpoints and stories. A key weakness in the prosecution's case was successfully uncovered by the defense attorney's clever maneuver, raising questions about the validity of the entire trial. The world watched in amazement and disbelief as the once certain accusations against the famous defendant crumbled as the video evidence played on the courtroom screens. As the trial went on, the defense capitalized on its newly acquired momentum and gradually dismantled the prosecution's case. The once stout accusations against the famous defendant grew more tenuous and suspicions about their guilt increased. The trial ultimately resulted in a not guilty decision, establishing the defendant's innocence in the eyes of the law. The infamous celebrity trial of the early 2000s marked a turning point in legal history, changing public perception for the better and posing critical issues regarding the fairness and dependability of public trials. It served as a reminder to everyone that the truth can occasionally surface in the most unexpected circumstances, even in the face of grave charges. The notorious celebrity trial served as a sobering reminder that seeking justice is a difficult and multifaceted task. As the dust settled and the trial disappeared from the news, even with all the drama and dramatic revelations, the courtroom is still a place where truth and fiction can clash, changing the lives of those involved and capturing the attention of a large worldwide audience. The defense attorney's dramatic proclamation of evidence. But there are other types of courtroom drama besides murder trials and public controversies. Even ordinary circumstances might occasionally take an unexpected turn. Let's take a look at one such case that occurred in a small claims court and involved a disagreement between neighbors over a tree that had fallen and damaged a nearby house. Tensions between the two neighbors were already very high when the case started. In an effort to comprehend the subtleties of the case, the judge carefully listened to both sides of the argument. The plaintiff claimed that the defendant had neglected to care for the tree, which resulted in the tree's fall and extensive property damage. On the other side, the defendant asserted that it was a natural occurrence and not their fault. As the arguments were made, there was a feeling of suspense throughout the courtroom. However, the unexpected occurred just when everyone believed they had heard everything. One of the neighbors was suddenly filled with annoyance and leaped out of their chair, storming across the room at the other neighbor. Everyone in the courtroom gasped as they stared in shock. As the irate neighbors started shouting at one another, pointing fingers and exchanging sharp words, the tension reached its pinnacle. The judge instantly yelled for order in an attempt to retake control, but it was already too late. In the middle of the courtroom, chaos had broken out. The onlookers watched in awe as the two neighbors got into a heated argument right in front of them. Despite the judge's best efforts, the situation became out of control as voices and emotions rose. It was an unusual scene, and observers weren't sure what would happen next. The judge requested a break after realizing that action was necessary. Everyone left the courtroom to take a much-needed break to collect themselves. However, the catastrophe had already irreparably altered the course of events. The commotion in the courtroom rapidly became known. It didn't take long for the incident's video to go global in the age of social media. The unexpected turn of events in the small claims court soon had the whole town talking. The extent people will go to resolve what should have been a simple quarrel shocked people. The episode triggered debates and conversations about the limits of proper conduct in a legal setting, both online and off. It prompted concerns about the psychological toll that legal disputes can take on people, pushing them past their breaking point. In the wake of this exceptional outburst, the courtroom gained notoriety and was eternally linked to it. The episode served as a reminder that human emotions may swiftly and unexpectedly surge, even in situations that appear to be the most routine. It's critical to understand the likelihood of unforeseen events and their potential effects as the legal system works to uphold justice and order. The small claims court case that descended into mayhem serves as a lesson reminding us that human emotions and the lengths people will go to in order to obtain justice do not have any place in the courtroom. In the end, the people involved, the courtroom itself, and the community's collective awareness were all forever changed by this remarkable episode. It serves as a reminder that the search for justice can lead us on a wild and unexpected path, even in situations that seem to be the simplest. Reflection on the unpredictable nature of courtroom drama. The reality in the area of courtroom theater frequently defies comprehension. Because they defy our preconceptions and demonstrate how unpredictable human conduct can be within the constraints of the legal system, these instances continue to hold interest. We are reminded of the inherent unpredictability that exists in the field of justice as we consider the most bizarre courtroom incidents ever. We are enthralled by courtroom dramas because they reveal the intricate interactions between the legal system and human psychology. While facts and reasoning are important, it is frequently the unanticipated turns that catch our attention and amaze us. These instances serve as a reminder that the search for justice is not a straight line, but a twisting path that can lead us into unfamiliar territory. The courtroom transforms into a theater where the most unbelievable tales are told because of its solemn atmosphere and serious rulings. The high-profile murder trial and the infamous celebrity trial are just two of the cases we've looked at today as examples of how dramatic and occasionally weird these proceedings can be. Unexpected findings might challenge what we believe to be true, even in the face of carefully prepared arguments and thorough proof. These mind-blowing incidents also show how susceptible our perceptions and presumptions are to error. We may have preconceived assumptions and an idea of what is right or wrong when we enter a courtroom, but the reality that we witness can contradict and demolish those beliefs. Courtroom drama's unpredictability serves as a sobering reminder that there is frequently more going on in a case than first appears. These stories also show how human behavior affects how justice is administered. In a trial, emotions can run high, resulting in outbursts, arguments, and unforeseen alliances. We saw how a routine argument turned into a tumultuous scene in the small claims court battle. It serves as a reminder that unexpected events might happen even in situations that appear routine. We must recognize the lasting impact of these instances as we recall the zaniest courtroom incidents. They create a lasting impression on the development of the legal system, influencing how we view and comprehend justice. These remarkable events put our presumptions to the test, push the boundaries of our comprehension, and have us rethinking the basic principles that underpin our legal systems. Time to extract a conclusion. We're filled with astonishment and wonder as we reach the end of our tour of the most bizarre courtroom scenes ever. These cases have had a lasting impact on the history of the legal system, with startling revelations and unexpected confrontations among their many highlights. They serve as a reminder that the courtroom serves as a stage for both justice and the unpredictable nature of life. Therefore, be prepared for the unexpected the next time you find yourself in a courtroom, since you never know when you can catch the wildest courtroom incident ever. We appreciate you viewing our video. Please give us a like and subscribe to stay updated. We'll see you in the next video shortly.